Welcome back, Wonders. What's up? And Merry Christmas. So, one of the big things that Haley got me for Christmas was a candle making kit. So, Haley got me this candle making kit. So, I'm going to try to make a candle for her. I got the stuff out, right there. And got the directions, right? So, let's see here what we got. Okay, it comes with quite a bit of stuff that you need in there. It doesn't give you any tips or directions, anything like that. So I did look at a couple of things because I'm using straight soy wax. But it's really not that much to it, right? It does recommend you melt like a bunch at one time. The two containers that I have, I'm not going to make that much. I'm not going to do the full 12 ounces. I only need about 6. So I'll measure that with a kitchen scale here in a second. But you prep your working space. Apparently the best time to make candles is in the summertime or when your room temperature is like 68 to 70. Apparently it makes a big difference. But then you prep your candle tins, place the wick inside at the center of each container using the wick sticker. Make sure you're using the thickest wick for the candle. Okay. Straighten each wick with your hand, then use the wick holders at the center to hold them in place. Measure out your wax that you will want to put in the pitcher, which is right here. Then fill a boiling pan. So you fill up a pan and put it on the stove, and you place your boiler in the middle of the pan, so it's like a double, like you're melting cheese or chocolate or whatnot. Attach the thermometer to the pitcher, monitor the temperature of the wax, melt the wax until it is entirely liquid, heating up to about 190 degrees Fahrenheit at the center. Add your fragrance of choice, mix it together, and let it cool to about 125 at the center, and then you pour it out into your container. And you don't pour it directly onto the wick and don't overfill your container. After the candle is rested, time to properly cool, about 4 to 8 hours, you'll need to cut the wick to the desired height, and then you let your candle cure for 2 to 4 weeks. So really, in theory, not a whole lot to it, so let's just dive in. Okay, so the first step you gotta do, the first obstacle we gotta overcome is find a pan big enough to fit your pot in it. And we're going to have to see what it takes to get this to not float in here. Hopefully I get the wax in there. It's going to level out a little bit. Okay. The next tip that I found was that you want to preheat your bottle, your glass container. So that's exactly what I did right here. I'm using an old jelly jar, or yogurt jar. And I put some hot water in it that I heat in the microwave for about a minute. It's hot to the touch, and I'm gonna let that sit there and cool and warm up and let that naturally cool down. It's gonna take most of this bag to heat up. Okay, there we go. I had too much water in there. I still have a little bit too much water in there. As you can see, it's moving around a little bit, so I'm gonna dump just keeps moving around like that. I'm gonna dump a little bit more water out. So you keep it in here and you boil it. Thermostat in there. Wax is starting to melt. Okay, it'll look pretty good. And when it's completely liquid, I'm gonna stick the thermostat in there, and you want it to be 190 degrees at the center. Okay, and then you take it out, set it on the surface. I don't have any open flame; it's electric, so I can set it on the burner over here to cool. And you want the wax to be about 125 degrees before you start pouring it into your container. So go ahead and dump that out. I washed it and cleaned it, and I'm going to dry it and prep it for the wax. Hey, wax is coming along quite nicely. It's getting melted down in there pretty good. just waiting for it to be melted completely. I've got my candle prepped. And I thought it'd be pretty cool to if we could match like the label on here, like this is mocha and chocolate, but I didn't quite have the right combination. So I'm gonna go with s'mores for the first hit. So this kit comes with pretty much everything you need. You have a wick holder, so this will keep it right in the middle, right here, like that. When you go to pour your wax in your candle, you set it across like that. You have stirrers to stir it in there and keep it all ready. And I can kind of stir this up right now. It's getting ready to be done. In fact, I go ahead and put my thermometer in there. But it's got the stirrers. And it comes with bags of wax. But like I said, these are 8-ounce bags, and this is a very small container, 5 ounces, and it took, 3/4 of the bag. So the directions recommended doing a whole bag and a half of 12-ounce thing, and it comes with its own tins you can fill up, a small, medium, and large. So it's like make 3 candles at once. Well, I'm just going to try this out, fill this up one at a time. So how that goes. But it comes with its own couple of flavors. Haley got me a couple other nicer ones too, some stickers and whatnot that go. Oh yeah, we're just about there. You can see this blue in here, and we're just about there. It can go a little bit longer. All right, so I was reading that all mixture to be about 11 to 12% of your overall mixture. Basically, half this bottle is going to be my mixture. It is go time. It's 125 degrees. I dump my smell in here, my scent, and I'm just using my mixing stick to mix it all together real good. It does smell pretty good. And I'm going to go ahead and pour this in. It is go time. And that's all there was to it. It's actually really easy, a little time consuming, but I mean, maybe 20 minutes all together, and that's all there was to it. Now I just have to wait for it to cure and see how it goes. The only thing that I will say that it's going to be is to get a good scent throw. Like if it takes that much scent, it's essentially, for 5 ounces, it's essentially a half a bottle of scent. So to make 1 candle, it takes a lot of scent. It could possibly take, if you're making a lot, you're going to spend a lot on scents. So that's one downside I can see to that. And here is the finished product, the finished candle. Okay, so it's clear, so I didn't add any coloring into it or anything like that. And there's the wick. I'm actually not going to trim the wick. I'm going to leave it about like that, because it would only be a 1/4 inch or so. And my first candle, I'm gonna leave it out, see what it looks like. But I didn't put any coloring in it. The only goof up that I did have is that I ended up with an air bubble right here, which apparently is a big thing with 100% soy wax. That's hard to control those bubbles. I did kind of jostle around a little bit after I poured it. It's like, oh, look at it. It looks really cool. So that could be another thing with it. We jerked the wick around a little bit. So that could have been something with it. It didn't quite just like pour it and let it set real nice. But there it goes. It's got a really mild scent so far. So hopefully when I light it, it has a stronger scent throw. That's what you want. You don't want it to be really aromatic right now when it's not lit, and then smell nothing after it's lit. So hopefully I got it right on the first try. And if that's the case, then I know my mixture is right. That advice I got was solid. But there's the candle. There it is. And I'll let that cure for about 4 weeks before I light it up.